Only thing I know is my son innocently got killed for whatever reason.
Now the community demanding answers in the death of 13-year-old Prince Holland. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Heather Crawford.
And I'm Jessica Clark. These are photos that Prince's father shared with us from when he was younger. The boy was with his coach and other teammates coming home from football practice when someone opened fire into their car.
He was just 13 years old. On your side's Brianna Ray Turner spoke with the boy's father. And Brianna, how did his dad describe his son to you?
Well, Sammy Holland is the father of Prince Holland, and he says his son had a great personality and he was an amazing person to be around. Now, the father says his mission right now is to figure out and get answers on who killed his son.
I just hope they step forward and let the Jacksonville Sheriff Office know what's going on, because my son was innocent.
Sammy Holland received a heart-wrenching call Saturday evening. His son shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Prince was on his way home from football practice when someone shot into the car he was in.
My oldest son had called me and said that a friend of his was calling him, telling him that Prince got shot. And I didn't quite hear him at first. And when he did tell me, I don't know, my heart just went to racing, like I didn't understand what was going on.
Holland says he was in a state of shock and speechless. He says he went to the scene immediately after the call, but was not able to see his son because the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was investigating the scene. Police believe they were leaving the Legends Center and Gymnasium on Sutel Drive. According to Sheriff TK Waters, the driver was one of the coaches.
I'm very frustrated at this. I don't like it. I don't think it should ever happen under any circumstance.
For Holland, he says he's not sure what led up to this shooting, and he's hearing conflicting stories from family and community members.
I don't know exactly what's going on. I can't speculate, who did what. Only thing I know is my son innocently got killed for whatever reason.
Now, besides Prince and the coach, there were two teens in the car who were not injured, but the coach as well as the 11-year-old were shot. The coach is in critical condition and the 11-year-old is in stable condition. I'm live here in Jacksonville. Brianna Ray Turner, First Coast News, on your side.
Brianna, thank you. And just about an hour ago, the Jacksonville Sheriff, the mayor, and other community leaders gathered together to call for an end to the gun violence in this city after Prince's shooting death.
On your side's Tristan Hardy joins us live from downtown Jacksonville. And Tristan, what was the main takeaway for you?
Right, Jessica, and Sheriff Waters stopped talking about him less than an hour ago, and so he says that Jacksonville will not tolerate one more day of violence. He's asking for community leaders, leaders of faith, people of the city of Jacksonville to come together and address crime with JSO. Now, people who also stepped up to the podium was Mayor Lenny Curry and the executive director of First Coast Crime Stoppers. Now, Sheriff Waters says that the police will not rest until Prince's family sees justice. And what he means by that is that he says that 420 more man hours have been implemented. And he says the state attorney's office will dedicate 2 more attorneys. I want you to take a listen to what Sheriff Waters had to say, his message to the people who do crime in this city.
To those responsible for this terrible act, know this: we will not rest. We will not tire, and we won't waver. All our agencies' resources are being mobilized to stop you from hurting anyone else in our community. You will be held accountable.
Now, one message Sheriff Waters wanted to take away from the press conference today is that he says Jacksonville is not defined by this violence. We're live in downtown Jacksonville. I'm Tristan Hardy, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, Tristan, very interesting there. You know, this was the 151st homicide this year, and that's up from last year's total of 128, but short of 2020's 177. According to the Florida Times Union, the 13-year-old was the 11th homicide victim under the age of 17. There were 8 total last year. This will be the 11th straight year with over 100 homicides and the 7th straight year with more than 120.
And to read more about the investigation into Prince's death and to hear the full remarks from Sheriff TK Waters, just search for this story on firstcoastnews.com and the First Coast News app.